Hey everybody, hope you all are doing well. As you guys can see in today's video, what I'm gonna be showcasing and talking about is playing against people with high ping. Now, if you don't really care about the explanation of all the three ping tests in this video, there's a timestamp in the description that will lead you to each and every test right away. But for those that want to listen to the explanation, I've been playing Tarkov for a little bit now, and I'm somebody that, due to my location, I actually have usually around 90 to 120 ping. I try and keep it under 120 or 130. In fact, I actually get more than 200 ping in my own region, which is, I think, quite funny. But anyway, why am I making this video? It's pretty much to showcase how it is to play against somebody with high ping, and also how it is for the high pingers perspective. Now, we all know there's a lot of peak advantage in this game, and usually with higher ping, it's even worse. I'm not trying to shit talk or say anything bad about BSG, but we all know that the current state of these servers are really questionable. A lot of questionable deaths, a lot of questionable hit rate, and hoping to see a good fix for that in the nearest patch. You guys know what I'm talking about. Ever felt like you got shot behind a wall? A lot of desync issues, a lot of hit rate issues, hella frustrating. You're asking yourself, wait, but how? So what I did, me and my friends went to two different servers. For me, server number one has 80 to 90 ping, and server number two is going to be the highest ping, which is usually around 145 and 160. Can't go over 160 because that's an auto kick. The way I did these tests is that one player is behind a wall or around a corner, and the other player runs around that corner trying to push him. He gets advantage. The first clip was not really the best way to do it. I tried to synchronize both shots that each player heard in game and then start the countdown. But the second and third clip, we use the in-game time to synchronize each player's perspective. But there are also two clips while trying to use the in-game time that was pretty interesting. I'll leave that for the end of the video. But now, let's get into the comparisons. Here's the first example on the lowest ping test, which on the left side is my friend with around 50 to 60 ping, and I have around 70 to 80 ping. Now, this one was a little bit tricky to synchronize since trying to match up both shots in game was definitely a little bit hard. But if I slow down the video right here on the first frame where I can see my opponent, then show the next frame where my opponent sees fully, it takes around 383 milliseconds for me to really show on his screen. Now, 383 milliseconds is kind of surprising, considering that we only have a 20 ping difference and this is still under 100 ping. It could be that I kind of messed up trying to sync up these two clips since I'm using the in-game gunshots impact on the wall. I'm probably off with some of these timings. Like I said, this was before I thought about trying to use the in-game time to synchronize both of these clips. But if I'm still correct, 383 milliseconds, it's kind of a lot. Now we're gonna start off with the second clip with my friend on the left with around 25 to 30 ping, and me on the right with around 130 to 145 ping. And my friend with the lower ping is gonna come around the wall first. The way we did this test, we used the in-game time to sync up, and from what I've gathered is my friend coming around the wall. The first clip from the first frame when he saw me to the last frame till I saw him was around 283 milliseconds. And then the second peak was around 367 milliseconds. Now we'll switch over with me peaking my friend at around 140 to 130 ping. And this one actually kind of has a really big difference, where the guy with the higher ping has a lot of advantage. Me coming around the corner in the first test was around 501 milliseconds. That's more than half a second. That's a really big difference. And in the second clip, it's around 517 milliseconds. So definitely playing close to 150 ping boosts really big advantage. And in a game like Tarkov, I can see why that's hella frustrating. I also made sure that the in-game timer on both sides we're totally matched by each frame. This gives us the best way to really synchronize each player's movement. Now, before I end this video, I still want to talk about something very interesting that I just can't wrap my mind over. Is I've also tried to do a jiggle peak between a high ping and a low pinger. And what I found very interesting, when my friend jiggle peeked me, it seems fine. Remember, he's peeking me from his left, so technically in slow-mo, we'd see each other around the same time. And then when I move it over to when I jiggle peek him, something just isn't right. Both the times and the frames are matched, and I really don't understand this one. You can see in the first peek, my character is not in screen. Remember, the times on these videos are synced together, the in-game timer that is. And for some reason, my character didn't show up on the first peek. I have around 150 ping on this server, and I've also tested it on a different server with around 130 ping, 140 ping, and it gave me the same results. So I'm not sure if it's a coincidence, a editing error, it might as well be, but in two separate instances, two separate servers, the same thing happened both times, which is very interesting. And with that, I think I'm gonna wrap up the video. Hope you guys really enjoyed it. Hope you guys found it interesting. I plan on making the next video on how far you get shot around the wall for both low ping and high pingers, because I've definitely experienced getting shot behind a wall multiple times, and that can be quite frustrating. Let me know what you guys think. See you guys in the next one. Take it easy.